Friday afternoon, been a long week. Phone rang, just literally as we were almost closing for the day. As soon as I heard the tone in the voice, I knew this was serious. And a gentleman picked up the phone with some desperation in the voice and said, "Can you help me?" He hadn't got the capacity to pay for a funeral when it was needed, to give his wife dignity when she passed.
Being here alone, how can I say it, devastated. I needed money for the funeral.
Nick's circumstances were extraordinary. He was trying to sort things out almost for the first time without his wife, and she hadn't passed when he called us.
Jacqueline Joy Evans. I've known her for about 36 years. I was married for 31 years actually, last June 23rd.
You can't get a death certificate and you can't bury somebody unless you prepay for the funeral. Didn't know how to get it.
I went to the bank, they won't look at me. To borrow, say, $25,000, it's like a second mortgage. You got to pay that off on a monthly basis. I get my pension every fortnight. You're looking at probably about maybe $300 a week to pay it off.
We couldn't settle the reverse mortgage with Nick to fund the funeral until his wife was essentially off title. And we couldn't get a death certificate issued because the funeral hadn't taken place. You have to have the funeral before a death certificate is issued. You can't get the funeral paid for until settlement. So it's a catch-22 for Nick. We went, let's call it a little bit above and beyond for Nick. This company has a tremendous drive towards customer satisfaction and a focus on customer. We work on the basis that we'll find a way.
She wanted to be buried in Sunbury where we lived. God rest her soul. She's there, that's where I'll be going when the time comes.
White Lady Funerals have a protocol which is, funerals are prepaid, but great credit to them. They worked outside of those boundaries with director involvement so that we could guarantee payment to them and have the funeral prior to settlement. So a death certificate could be issued.
Take my hat off to Paul and the Australian Sinners Advisory Group. It's not one of these financial people that, yep, see you later. No, I'll give them 10 out of 10. They were very helpful. They paid for the funeral and they organised everything. White Lady up here in Calandra done the ring around and stuff like that. Got in touch with the one in Melbourne, done a terrific job. I took out an extra $3,000, I think it was, just to see me through a bit. It was nearly over $40,000 that I borrowed all up. Even if I had to pay $50,000, $60,000, she was my wife.
We work on the basis that we'll find a way, and we found that way. We go that little bit further to make sure the answer is yes.
But I'm better off now. When I sell the house, they can take whatever I owe. No questions asked. I borrowed an extra $3,000 a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. The first evaluation was done in, apply for the funeral, right? It's gone up $100,000.
We assessed the qualification, we made a promise and we stuck to it. And it was very pleasing.